You're just tired of all the noise and the marketing and the trends, and you want to just find simple and effective ways to actually improve your health, then look no further. At the end of the day, if we don't have our health, nothing else matters. I learned this the hard way. Earlier this year, I dealt with some fairly serious health issues that forced me to take a really hard look in the mirror and assess how I was treating my body from the inside out. On top of that, I'm in my mid 20s, and so that means changes in how my body's functioning and operating. I have tried a lot of things, and what I've learned is that the most effective habits are actually the most simple ones. And so I wanted to share 6 different wellness hacks that I've implemented into my daily routine that have helped me see really, really major improvements in my skin, my focus, my sleep, my energy, my stress management. The beauty of it is that you can even start any of these today. So let's get into it. First is apple cider vinegar. I'm sure you all are no stranger to this one. I would deal with really bad indigestion and bloating and stomach pain after I ate. I would feel like really sluggish in the afternoons around 2, 3, 4 p.m. and also have horrible sugar cravings. I had the worst sugar addiction growing up, and I just thought all of these things were normal and there was nothing I could really do about them. And I had heard how apple cider vinegar is really helpful for regulating your blood sugar levels. And so I decided to try it out. So, what I do is I take a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, mix it with a cup of water, drink it through a straw. This is also important to do because you don't want to take it straight up, it'll damage the enamel in your teeth. So, you definitely want to dilute it. And I like tell myself now it tastes like apple juice. Maybe I'm delusional, but it helps me just like throw it down. I do this every morning on an empty stomach before I eat anything, and it's absolutely helped my digestion. I'll drink this also before really hefty meals, and I was like, wow. I would have moments where I'm like surprised, where I didn't feel horrible after, and I was like, oh, wait, this is what it's supposed to feel like. And I also feel like my energy levels are more stable throughout the day. I'm not crashing as much, and my sugar cravings are more manageable now. It's been really such a big game changer for me, like I said. So, highly recommend it. Eat at least 30 different types of plants per week. I know, sounds a little overwhelming. Bear with me. But if you have indigestion or want to fix your gut, I'm telling you, this is a non negotiable. I would think before I was eating really healthy, and I honestly didn't realize that I was just in a major fiber deficit and I was missing a lot of critical nutrients for my gut. I would be eating like the same couple of vegetables and fruits throughout the week on repeat. And so I was missing a lot of variety in my diet. And so I would have really bad pain in my stomach after I eat, indigestion, you know the drill. And I also want to say that plants don't have to be just vegetables. It can be fruits, vegetables, grains, nuts, legumes, seeds, beans. Like really the list goes on. It's just whole plant-based foods. And you can even count spices and seasonings and herbs. So it's not that crazy, especially if you tend to cook a decent amount. When I started doing this, oh my gosh, my world changed. I would rely so heavily before on digestive enzymes and fiber supplements and things like that to actually feel good after I ate. But now I rarely ever touch that stuff. I only do it here and there. But like I just rely on my diet to actually get the nutrients I need. Who would have thought? It's also made cooking more fun. I tend to find more combinations of foods I never would have thought to combine before. For example, I'm going to insert a picture of my breakfast. It's my hyperfixation meal. I eat it every day. It's so delicious, and I never would have thought to put this together unless I had started doing this. My digestion and my gut really thank me. Check the ingredients in your skincare, hair care, and makeup. I would always have the most consistent, tight skincare routine. I was doing everything I thought was right to take care of my skin, but I would still deal with a lot of breakouts, redness, irritation, and I was so confused why. For context, I would say, pretty sensitive combination skin, and I can be pretty acne prone. I was dealing with really bad breakouts around my temples at one point. So I went to the dermatologist and she was asking me what hair products I was using, which I had never thought about connecting that to my skin. It was a huge light bulb moment for me because I noticed that my hair products were making me break out. I started looking at everything that I was putting on my skin, all my skincare, my hair care, my shampoo, conditioner, any oils I was using, my makeup, and now I always, before I buy anything, try to put all the ingredients of a product in this pore clogging ingredient tracker. I learned a lot about what's actually non-comedogenic and also what ingredients that this tracker might flag, but I know I can actually tolerate. So I've learned a lot about like what is right for me and what my skin likes and what doesn't. I also have realized that certain ingredients just should not be combined together. Certain active ingredients, I have learned certain ingredients you really cannot do too much of. At one point, I was using Centella in my toner, my cleanser, and my sunscreen, and I would constantly deal with really bad irritation and redness and puffiness, and I would wake up with my skin flaking, and I was so confused. And my skin was honestly just angry at me for just piling on so much centella and all these active ingredients together in one routine. Once I stripped that back and simplified my routine a lot more, my skin calmed down immensely. Less really is more with skincare, and pay attention to what you're putting on your skin. Anything that touches your skin, skincare, hair care, makeup, all of it, pay attention to it because you never know what could be the culprit for any of your skin problems. 10,000 steps a day. I could not make this video and not put this in here because there has been nothing that has had a larger impact on my physical and mental health. And I say that very confidently. Before, I was very sedentary. I would work out 5 to 6 times a week. I was weightlifting, went Pilates, do some cardio here and there, but I never cared for or prioritized walking in my daily life. But a couple years ago, when I moved to New York, I had to start walking everywhere. And so at one point, I was like, you know what? I'll just embrace it. Like, let me try to walk more. Let me try to hit 10,000 steps a day, basically every day. And I started slow. Like, I didn't do that cold turkey. It's hard. It's hard. Within 8 months, though, of trying to hit that goal, I was consistently walking a lot more, not even at 10,000 steps a day every day. Within 8 months, I lost 10 pounds, which is insane for me. Like, that's a lot for me because I also did this unintentionally. And I didn't change much about my diet and my workout split. I really just started walking more and doing it really consistently. Honestly, on top of the physical side of things, I've noticed it been a really, really great outlet for me to help manage my stress and any anxiety a lot better. I'm having a really crazy day, a really busy day. I try to just go out if I can, 10 to 15 minutes, go on a walk, and it's like hitting a reset button on my brain. And it's been so nice to have a way to like pull away and just like feel more grounded and reset if I am really stressed or just dealing with a lot. Really just try to walk wherever you can, whenever you can. It's not easy to hit 10,000 steps a day, but once you kind of get into the habit of doing it more, you're going to find more opportunities where you can walk more, even if it's just walking around your house and pacing around your house a few times in between meetings. If you're going to take one thing away from this video, really let it be this, is just to walk wherever and whenever you can. Be in nature without technology at least once a day. Before, I felt like anytime I was going on a walk, for example, outside, I needed to be listening to music or a podcast or calling someone. I just like could not handle the idea of being bored on my walk. I needed to be constantly entertained and stimulated. And then at one point, I was like, you know what? Like, I'm going to try to just be outside more and leave my phone at home. It's done wonders in helping me calm down my nervous system. I especially like to do this in the morning before work because that is especially when your cortisol is at its highest. And studies show actually that being in nature more can help lower your cortisol. And so it's a really good practice for me to do either like in the morning or throughout the day, later in the day, and to just be outside. I leave my phone at home. I go on a long walk or I'll sit outside and I just like focus on the trees or the flowers or the grass or the bushes or whatever it is, and just try to find wherever the nature is around me. It's so calming and you actually feel like you can unplug. And it's just a really, really great way that I found to help manage my stress. The biggest thing has just helped me start to break my addiction to technology. Which is hard. It's hard, right? Especially nowadays, like it's with screens everywhere and AI, it's so hard to pull away sometimes. And so I have been able to finally not feel like I have to be stimulated and in front of a screen all the time. I start to crave moments where I'm pulling away and I'm fully, fully in a moment with no distractions. I understand if you live in a big city like New York, any type of city, a lot of times nature isn't really accessible. But if that means even having some plants in your room or going outside to find some flowers or some trees on your sidewalk, whatever it is, there's nature somewhere. Give it a shot wherever you live, just like next time if you can, if you're outside on a walk or just sitting outside. So appreciate the nature around you and leave your phone at home. Last but not least, meditation. Over the past few years, as I've gone a bit older, I have noticed it's been harder for me to fall asleep, even just get restful, deep sleep. And on top of that, I can often find it hard to stay really focused throughout the day because I just have so many thoughts running through my brain. I started meditating a few months ago because I had heard meditation helps with some of these problems. Even just starting with 5 minutes a day, every day, I started noticing that I was able to be more cognizant of kind of when my mind was running amok and help myself stay more focused on the moment. If I especially meditate before bed, that's my favorite time to meditate. I fell asleep significantly faster. Like, significantly faster. On top of that, it's helped me actually sleep really restfully and get good, deep sleep. And so, even if you can just find a few minutes in a day to do it, I have slowly now worked my way up to doing 10 to 12 minutes every night. I try my best to. There are still times where I don't want to, and I just end up going to bed. But when I do really notice a big difference. I also find it just easier to be more in the moment now, whether it's at work or if I'm hanging out with my friends or my family. I don't feel as easily distracted by all the thoughts going on in my head. It's helped me a lot. If you can just find even 5 minutes in your day whenever you can, try it out. It's done wonders for my sleep and my focus. So, that is my last tip for you today. All right, those are 6 simple health and wellness hacks that have helped me see genuine results in my physical and my mental health. And what I love about them is that you can even start doing them today. That's the beauty of it. They aren't super complicated and hard and expensive. I would love to know if you end up trying any of these out and if they actually help you. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.